take too long.
Sure.
So this is it's topic 3. Topic 2, I guess, was the Superman topic. So we're still in order. So Dan brought up the fact that this is teetering on our last show. Our next show is going to be an auction show, so we won't have a chance to really talk about this stuff. But here in the late part of this year, we've seen some big changes. I'm looking at the change behind Jeff Morris. Big change this year in his collection. Dan obviously is making some hard choices. Eric has made some major changes this year. Delaney, definitely some major changes this year in his direction with a lot of movie pieces. Myself, clearly, with the Bat Bunker. And Matt, I don't know if you've got some different things, but let's just talk about kind of what we're thinking. Let's just go around the horn. Dan, we'll start with you. What are some of your directions or your direction changes? Obviously, again, you've had to sell some things to make room for others.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny. I think each of us here on the show, I mean, we have people reach out to us and, looking for either advice or suggestions, and I get people that reach out all the time asking me about the space thing. I had somebody reach out recently and say, hey, do you ever think about expanding into a large, a bigger part of your house, whether that's basement or a different room or adding a room? And I say, I think it's the flip side of the coin in this hobby is kind of the notion that more space is going to solve your issue. Once we stop, there is no such thing as enough space. I could fill the entire, first floor of my home, and still someday I'm going to run out of space. And at that point, the hobby comes not to an end, but the hobby comes to a stop, right? Because it's the collecting, it's the hunt, it's all those aspects. It's the anticipating what's coming next that we all look forward to. So in my mind, I've kind of come to the realization that, there may be a handful of pieces here in my collection that are here for the long haul, but then there are going to be some, and Chris, you've been saying this for a few years now, that you just have to kind of, make your peace with the fact that, you're going to turn over some pieces, whether it's for either loss of interest. I had a certain situation come, and this has been kind of building for a little while with me. I kind of went too far in, and this is just really kind of opening the kimono to how I think about my collection, Dr. Phil style. But I think I went too far down the rabbit hole with Samurai. For the amount of space that I have in my collection, for how I like to display things, it made my collection feel lopsided, right? It made to me, in my eyes. And so I made a change. And, one of the parts of the Batman mythos, if you will, that I've always wanted to include, but never knew how, was Batman animated series. And I've done that, and I couldn't be happier. And to accommodate that, I've sold a few pieces. I had up for sale 3 Samurai pieces. I still have 1 available. I have the Joker still available, but it's simply for a matter of space, right? So I've been in the process of doing that and making some other adjustments, all while keeping core to my collecting values, which are, I like things spread out. I don't like things on top of each other. I have a certain way I like them displayed, and I continue to go down that path in 23.
Very well said.
That is my
about the space. Especially about the space, and that was one of the best things about visiting your house was, and we talked about it that night, is just how cozy and intimate it feels.
Yep.
And that is the thing you worry about losing going into a larger space. Of course, I guess I'll go next because I am going into a larger space. I am going into the Bat Bunker, and I've had so much advice. I've had so many people, trying to help me out, trying to figure out what I wanted to do. And a lot of people said, I posted in the group the other day about like some ideas. I really like the way that XM has their studio store, and some other collectors. I threw in a bunch of photos, and the thing that kept resonating with me, and I'm glad that people said it, was that it's still your living space. You don't want it to be cold. You don't want it to be this showroom because you're going to spend time in there. You want to spend time in there. And yes, for me, it's a double-edged sword because I want it to look cool on YouTube. I want it to look impressive, but at the same time, I want to enjoy that space. I want it to be warm and cozy. So epoxy flooring for me is out. I need to do something warmer with the walls and the floor and to make it a place that I'm going to want to be in. And because at the end of the day, YouTube or not, that's my my bat cave. It is my sanctuary, And so I'm just very, very excited. And obviously my direction is staying exactly the same, except I am going to have more room to display some of my larger pieces. So, I maybe won't have to make those tough decisions as often as Dan is having to make them with his, samurai line. I want to have I know like Dan, you have, Batgirl on this wall and Joker on this wall. And so, for me, that would be difficult because I want them all together. And so, you eliminating some pieces, maybe you'll be able to accomplish that the way you want it to. And not, like you said, not feel so lopsided in terms of number of statues and things.
That's changing, by the way. Batgirl's moving, Chris.
That's what I thought. I figured she probably would. Is she going to go over with the rest?
She is, yeah.
Yeah, and see, that's as soon as you said that, you said you were going to sell them. I'm like, I bet you anything, Dan moves her back over, because that would bother me. I would want them all together, and my new space is hopefully going to be able to accomplish that and have them all together. And just because we both like separation, and I want my samurai here, I want my DC here, I want my this there, my Arkham there. So, anyway. So that's my direction is just the bigger space, and obviously the Bat Bunker is going to be a big time adventure, not only for me but also for the channel. So it'll be a lot of fun. And again, just thank you guys so very much for your advice this year going into 2023. How about you, Eric? Again, I know you've had some big changes.
Yeah, I mean, I think I've brought it up a few times of what's going on behind me and maybe somewhat on the other side of my room. But like what you said, a lot of what helped the change was just visiting other collectors, like Dan. You guys know Billy. I've been to his house a few times, and just seeing other collections and seeing how everything mixes in together is what pushed me forward into, going to third scale, now moving into getting a bust. Like I've wanted a bust for, forever. I just was always afraid of how it was going to look in this room. And then just having that Venom, for a week or two and just seeing it down here, I see it works. And, it pushed me to go for the Joker bust. So it's a lot of it comes back down to like what we were also talking about, how these companies need to come to conventions, because it allows you to see these things in person and it allows you to make those decisions of if you want to get that piece or not in your collection. So yeah, I'm not going to go over everything that is changing behind me. I think I went over that a lot, but I just want to say seeing these things in person really helps a lot with decision making. Absolutely.
Let's see. How about you, Jeff? Again, you kind of have made some changes with more movie pieces this year, kind of got rid of some of your smaller scale items. So where do you see your collection going into 2023?
I have too many interests. I have 10 Sideshow female PFs that I really like.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure what I'm going to do about that. And then
there's something to do about it.
This isn't good advice, Jeff.
Yeah. I've got movie pieces that I'm kind of getting into.
Uh-huh.
And then suddenly I've got these 1/3 pieces on pre-order.
Like Hulk.
Like Hulk. I already have Thor. I have a line on a Captain America, and the Iron Man looks good. And then I've got, the Star Trek, Star Wars stuff. Got a little bit of that. So, and as you know, it's a very small space. And so basically what I did recently that I think might be helpful for other people, if you have a space problem, sit down with paper and pen or your favorite word processor. Mm-hmm. Forget about what statues look like. Don't think images. Just write down what are the characters that you absolutely want in your collection. And when I do that, I can suddenly eliminate lots of stuff. When I think about DC, I really need Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman. I don't really need anybody else. Marvel, I need Iron Man, Hulk, Thor, and one more. Hulk.
Captain America.
Yeah.
Captain America.
Because
I need
you're
those-
a
I need
hero
those-
guy.
I need those 4.
Yeah, you're a hero guy.
I don't really need anybody else. So I could literally, if I had to, I could do DC and Marvel with 7 pieces if I had to. So that's what led me a little bit towards Legendary Beast, because those 4 pieces are all really cool. And then with Superman, I have a good Superman right now, the quarter scale PF. But if a 1/3 came out that I like better, I might go for that and then sell the PF. So yeah, I'm struggling for sure. You remember at the beginning of the year, I had like 19 pre-orders. Some of those I got rid of fairly quickly. I didn't have the Vision Bust very long. I canceled the 2 Black Widows.
Black Widows.
Joker, Queen Studios Joker.
Queen Studios Joker is still coming.
Okay, I thought that was one that I thought you were maybe on. I couldn't remember.
Well, that's one that if I cancel, I'm going to lose an NRD.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah, you're right. I did come to the realization I don't really need villains in my collection. So that helps a little bit. But yeah, I'm still kind of all over the map. I'm still taking it 1 piece at a time.
Do we need to have a Jeff Delaney intervention tonight? Is this what we need to do?
Well, I don't know what you would say. I'm all over the map.
I like it. I know the only reason I say that is because like I was there right where you are at one point. It's like I wanted everything. You know, I was trying to figure out, and it was just I don't know what your stress level was like, or is like right now, but like mine was always so high because I did want so many different characters. But I do think that I think you've already been mentally, like you said, been kind of paring down to say, I only need one of these 3 characters or one of these 4 characters. And
Definitely.
I think that's going to help tremendously.
Yeah, at one point I had 4 quarter scale Supermans.
Yeah.
So getting rid of 3 of those helped a lot.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So if you're hearing a lot of sound behind me, it's because there's fireworks going on outside.
Oh, of course there is.
Yeah.
That's awesome, actually. No, I don't hear them at all.
You're selling all the X-Men behind you, right?
They're for sale on my website. I've had 0 nibbles. And
Okay, well
includes-
let's promote them right here. So you have Deadpool, you've got a Wolverine, you've got Colossus.
Yep.
Psylocke.
Psylocke variant behind Wolverine.
Oh, very, very sought after variant.
And X-23.
Nice.
Those are all for sale. They're on my website, which is right there, detective27.com.
Brandon is saying, but you're forgetting all the movie statues, Terminator, Alien, etc.
So I've never really wanted an Alien statue. I am really tempted by the Dark Side Terminator. But it's $2,000. It's a lot of money.
Those Terminator and Alien statues are some of the best statues I've seen.
They are. I just don't feel the need to own an Alien statue for some reason.
Michael says a bunch of enablers intervening. That's a good point.
Yeah.
That's a very, very good point.
You guys doing an intervention is like 0 help.
Here, buy this instead.
It's so sad. It's so sad to watch, but it's we're trying to be helpful, but
We're trying to be.
It's so bad. It's so bad. Okay, so we've heard from me, Eric, Jeff. How about you, Matt? Anything? What do you still see your collection exactly the same in 2023, or any changes?
I have no idea what I'm doing. I just do stuff.
Yeah.
At least you're not the only one. That's good.
Oh yeah, no. I have removed a couch and a lazy boy this year to add more shelves. And I'm now out of space again.
That's a dedicated collector.
Yeah, that's right.
I actually recently I went back and I reordered, got in hand 2 pieces I canceled, and it's kind of made me reevaluate my whole collection. Because I, prior to collecting large scale statues, collect a lot of video game stuff, and I realized, like what Jeff was saying, make a list of characters you love. And I'm like, well, I bought the Lara Croft from Weta. I'm like, I've always been a Tomb Raider fan since I was young. I'm like, okay, I need that statue. Once I got in hand, it just kind of made me realize I should buy some of the other pieces I wanted that I've eliminated because they weren't fitting a certain theme. So that rabbit hole's gone really deep fast.
Yeah.
My problem is I don't sell stuff either at the same time.
That's the thing, is it's hard. If you don't sell, it makes it really difficult.
He's good. Matt, you're good though. Your room is very well like put together. The way you have everything.
Oh, thank you.
Put
Yeah,
together.
I've changed it a lot since the last year's room tour, so might be able to show some new photos soon.
Yeah, Superman just says, does Matt T have a room tour up, Chris? Yeah, we have an older one, but maybe if you'd like to do a new one, please feel free to do so. We'd love to share it on the channel.
Yeah, absolutely. I can do that.
Yeah, Paula says, Matt, please, Matt, do a room tour. And of course, right now it's got all those little Santa hats, so it's so cute.
Yep.
I love all your pictures. It's great. So it's awesome. It's very awesome.
What's funny, like Matt, I went through that thing where I decided I had missed some cool pieces because they didn't fit my collection focus. And so I was starting to go after those. So I went after Red Sonja, found that. And I went after Rebel Terminator and I found that. And then I thought, that's it. Those were the only two pieces I really needed.
Yeah.
I can't think of anything else that's already come out that I need. So, and actually, to be honest, those are two of my favorite pieces in my collection now.
Wow.
Yeah, just beautiful. And you've had some really great luck. I mean, actually, all of us have this year. I mean, from the Samurai line for me, to the bust for Eric. I mean, we've all had really, really good success on pieces that are kind of hard to find.
Yeah.
And sometimes we've found deals, and sometimes we've had to pay a lot of money.
Yeah.
I mean, the amount of money I spent this year on Samurai and getting all of my Arkham pieces back, I can't believe I have any money left.
Right.
Well, what I've learned from this so far is that Delaney, you need to sell your couch, I think.
This is our TV room. We spend a lot of time in here.
You have TVs anywhere else in the house?
No.
Oh, yikes. Can that be changed?
Well, the thing is, I love to be able to watch TV and look at my collection.
Like that.
So in my back cave,
I was just joking.
In my back cave, I have one theater chair. Takes up a little less room, but you know where I sit most of the time? This little folding chair that I'm in right now. That's where I sit most of the time, which is sad.
Yeah.
But I would like to incorporate a better seating area in the new back cave. So I'm right there with you. It's like you want to be surrounded by all this stuff. But damn it, this couch takes up a whole shelf worth of statues.
Yeah. I was just joking. Because Matt said he sold his couch for me.
Lane Kramer, $2 super chat. Looks like Henry has done a Superman. Actually, yeah, we just talked about that about 30 minutes ago. So thank you very much, Lane. I appreciate it very, very much. Again, it's crazy that he's apparently done. Just nuts. How about you, Jeff Morris? I mean, you've definitely changed even like your background, because you had all Marvel for a while. Then you kind of went to some larger DC pieces. And now you kind of have, kind of a mixture of both. Where do you see your collection going in 2023?
I don't know. I have some more of these shelves that they're not put together yet, that will replace some of the others and may move some stuff around. Who knows? It's kind of nice to change it.
Yeah, keep it fresh.
Make it interesting again.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like, again, the collector, and again, nothing against the collector. I know, Matt, you said you've never sold, right?
I've sold one statue so far.
And, nothing against you and your collection, but like if I never changed my collection, I would get really bored with it. And maybe maybe in your case, maybe if you just rearrange, that could give it a fresh new look.
I've done a lot of that. Yeah.
Yeah. And that might help. But like for me, I don't know, my attention span is 5 seconds. So it's like, if I need to constantly be upgrading and changing. Although, and like I said, I did get the Arkham pieces back, and so, I don't know. It's interesting. But I think, like Jeff said, changing it up every once in a while is great. But if you don't want to, you don't have to, and that's the great thing about this hobby is you can do what you want. I'm just somebody that likes to change it around a little bit. So, so anything else you guys want to say about 2023? I mean, it sounds like we all have very promising collections and exciting things coming in 2023.
Well, I'm just looking forward to see what it all brings.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to working on my my office / guest room with some original pieces. Not original, but just stuff I don't know, like original artwork type stuff.
That'd be awesome. Superman's asking, what art print does Jeff Morris have behind him?
Art print.
I think it's the one on the floor there. You have it on the
Oh.
side.
It is.
Oh yeah, it's the big one.
It's huge.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Oh wow.
It's from
Yeah.
Civil War.
Yeah, it's a beautiful print.
Yep.
This was some of the unused promotional art.
Is that Addy Granos?
No, it is. I
That's
cannot
Ryan
think of who it
Miner's,
is.
I think.
That's what I was thinking, or Andy Park.
Yeah, it
It's
could be
one
Andy
of those
Park, too.
two.
I'd say it's one of the Andes. It definitely looks like they're one of. I can't think either.
But it was in the art of Marvel Studios Civil War as an unused, some of the unused promotional images that they come up with before the movie came out. And I used to have that behind my Civil War pieces.
I bet
It
it's
looked kind of
Andy Park.
stupid behind all these.
Andy Park is awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful art.
Hey guys, thank you so very much for watching today, and if you're new here, please hit the subscribe button right here on the screen and check out these two awesome videos. I think you're going to love them. And also please join us on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. I would love to have you join in all the fun. Thank you guys so very much for watching. See you in the Batcave.